It's really good. I had to make myself a little cocktail for Halloween tonight. Hello friends, old and new, and happy Halloween. I have to say I'm very proud of myself for getting this video out on the night before Halloween. And if you're watching this on Halloween day, then I wish you the spookiest of all Hallows Eves. I've had a very busy October. The first weekend my mom came to visit and she was here for 3 whole days, so I couldn't find any time to film then. And then on the following week, it was my birthday. And on that week, I went to 2 concerts with my best friend and my husband. And I went out to dinners and I hung out with family, and it's just been such a busy time. I even went to a wedding last weekend. So I think it's safe to say that I've had no time to work, which is sad because October is a really great month to create content, and I'm so sorry I wasn't here for that. But I have one for you today, and I'm very excited to show you. But before we get to today's video, I want to share with you a couple of gifts I received this year for my birthday. A few of them are autumnal, so I thought it was appropriate for today's video, and I really want to show you. First, I want to show you this enamel cooking pot that I bought myself from Emma Bridgewater. This is a part of their Halloween collection, and it is so cute. I cannot wait to make all kinds of soups in this thing. And I'm thinking, although it's from their Halloween collection, I will most likely keep it out and use it year round because it's too cute to put up in a cabinet and only use for 1 month out of the year. Next, my husband bought this for me. I cannot believe it. I was so surprised when I opened up the box and received this. He got me a KJP sweater. I've had my eye on this for about a year, or at least something similar to this. And like I said, I could not be more excited. When I opened the box, I screamed. I was so excited. I thought to myself that I would never own one of these, and if I did own one of these, it would be a year or 2 off from me being able to buy one. So it is so cute. I can't wait to wear it. It is still too hot outside for me to wear the sweater because it's quite cozy and warm, but you better believe once the temperature drops, I will be wearing this. Okay, lastly, I want to show you this beautiful tavern sign my best friend made me. She is so talented. When she gave this to me, I was so surprised. It says Fish Food Cottage on it. I'm hoping to put it outside if I can weatherproof it enough, but if I can't, she'll have to stay inside because I do not want anything happening to this. It is perfect for my channel. You'll probably see it more than once in the background of my videos. Thank you so much, Danie, for that wonderful gift. I love it. So let's move on to what we have planned for tonight's video. I have yet to attend a pumpkin patch this year, and Dallas is supposed to have a really cool one at the Arboretum downtown. Now, I've been to the Arboretum during the spring, but I've never been in the fall, which I'm really excited about because I hear that the pumpkin patch is phenomenal. It's a little bit more than a pumpkin patch, more of a pumpkin display. Apparently, every single year they have a theme surrounding their pumpkin patch, and this year it's Peanuts or Charlie Brown. And I'm really excited to see that because I'm such a big fan of Charlie Brown, especially during the holidays. There are pumpkins everywhere. They build houses out of pumpkins, and it's supposed to be really cool. So we're gonna go do that. And then a little later on, Ryan and I become tombstone tourists, and we're gonna go visit a really cool old cemetery in downtown Dallas as well. I've had my eye on it for a couple of years and have never been, but this year we're going to go, and I am so excited because it's supposed to have really cool monuments and old tombstones, and it's just gonna be wonderful. Should be really spooky. And then a little later on, we're gonna come home and carve some jack-o'-lanterns to put in the window, open up a bag of candy, maybe read a spooky story or 2, and then I have wanted to make my own witch's broom for a really long time. I've been seeing the coolest ones on TikTok and on Pinterest, so we're gonna follow the trend this year and I'm gonna make one. And of course there will be a recipe or 2 for you to follow in this video. So stick with me and let's have a very fun Halloween together.
Up with your tourists, are we just terrified? Shall screen your worries to what you will never find. Don't let it fool you. Don't let it fool you. Don't blood and teeth thereof. They're only caution of. Don't let it fool you. Don't let it fool you. Dancing around and it folds in a gown room.
Oh my gosh, this place is amazing. It is the perfect day to come here, even though it's raining, but it's just about to pour, so we're gonna go home and make a hot cup of tea and make some ghostly pastries. Let's go.
Hey, Cinderella got until midnight.
Cinderella wasn't 12 years old.
When I started planning out how I wanted my broom to look, I knew I wanted it to look natural. So when I went shopping for materials, I found myself in Hobby Lobby's dried floral section. I'm going to just go ahead and call it the DIY broom section because that's where I found everything to make this. I started by using the most basic looking pieces of the materials I bought, which are these branches. I felt that it would create a good base for the straw that had these really perfect wispy ends. Once I applied those, I attempted to weave them in and out of the branches. And then I cut the ends where the straw meets the stick. I felt it needed a more uniform look. Once I got to this part, I felt that I needed to start gluing. I wanted to be sure that they would stay as I worked around the surface. And then when I was all finished, I covered up all of that glue with twine. I decided that I would keep the color palette neutral and autumnal, with a few pops of color here and there with this bouquet of dried flowers and straw. Of course, I was a little practical magic inspired because I wanted to add some dried lavender, but I couldn't find any at the store. But then Ryan reminded me that we had some lavender buds in our kitchen. So I found a small bag and put them inside of it. And then I tied it around the broom for some extra magic. And here she is. I cannot believe it. It is so cute. I cannot wait to ride this thing around the neighborhood. This place is so beautiful and so magical. It's quickly becoming my favorite cemetery in the area. I think I'll come here quite often to read. I think that this cemetery dates back to like the 1800s. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't read up on all of the history, but it looks really old. All of the tombstones are beautiful. They're big mausoleums, and I think that there's even a gazebo or something over there, and I can't wait to go and find it. It's so peaceful here. I just love it. What's really surprising is that we're like literally in downtown Dallas, but you wouldn't know it. This place is so big. Let me share with you this book that I've been reading. I brought it with me today because I thought, since it's such a beautiful autumn day, that I could get some reading in. I've had this on my TBR shelf forever, since March, and I'm finally reading it because it seemed perfect for October. Let me just go ahead and redo the synopsis, because if I tried to read it from my brain, I just know I would mess it up. This is called Wayward. It's by Amelia Hart. It is kind of all over the place. It follows 3 women, one in 2019, modern day. Under the cover of darkness, Kate flees London for a ramshackle wayward cottage, inherited from a great aunt she barely remembers. With its tumbling ivy and overgrown garden, the cottage is worlds away from the abusive partner who tormented Kate. But she soon suspects that her great aunt had a secret, one that lurks in the bones of the cottage, hidden ever since the witch hunts of the 17th century. Now, that sounds really good, but then it goes and delves back into the past, and it follows 2 other women. In 1619, Altha is waiting trial for the murder of a local farmer who was stampeded to death by his herd. When Altha was a girl, her mother taught her their magic, a kind not rooted in spell casting, but in deep knowledge of the natural world. But unusual women have always been deemed dangerous, and as the evidence of witchcraft is laid out against Altha, she knows it will take all her powers to maintain her freedom. So it follows Altha too, who is on trial for practicing witchcraft, which I'm not very far into this book, but that is by far my favorite part of this book. She's my favorite character. And then it follows another girl that goes by the name of Violet. In 1942, as World War II rages, Violet is trapped in her family's grand, crumbling estate. Straitjacketed by societal convention, she longs for the robust education her brother receives, and for her mother, long deceased, who was rumored to have gone mad before her death. The only traces Violet has of her are a locket bearing the initial W and the word wayward scratched into the baseboard of her bedroom. Weaving together these stories of 3 extraordinary women across 5 centuries, Wayward is an astonishing debut and an enthralling novel of female resilience. It's so captivating. Like I said, I'm not very far in. I think I'm on chapter like 11, but I'm hoping to get a lot more reading done as I spend my day in this beautiful cemetery. And what a perfect day it is. We are 2 days out from Halloween. We aren't doing much for celebrating this year, so I thought it would be a really good time to come out to this really cool cemetery that I've never been to. So Ryan is out on the grounds looking around. We love cemeteries. We like to go to cemeteries whenever we can when we're on road trips, and this is by far one of the coolest that we've ever been to, so I'm sure he's out finding old tombstones and learning the history of the place. I brought my coffee. I'm gonna sit here a little bit longer and read my book. I brought one of my pastries from home. I'm going to enjoy it a little bit. And then a little later on, we're gonna go home and carve some pumpkins.